What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing what I love to do best when it comes to the monster balance patches, which is talk about my top 5 list when it comes to the one to watch. These are going to be the monsters that, while I feel they may not be the best buff or the best nerf, these are going to be the ones that are going to make the most impact in the meta, regardless of what we're talking about, RTA, Siege, and Guild Wars. So again, fam, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. If you guys want to see more videos like this down the road, you all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video drops. So I'm going to put a disclaimer out because I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about this. But out of my 5 that are the ones to watch, the units from the collaboration that all of them got a relatively pretty good change. None of those, in my humble opinion, are going to be the ones to watch. Again, they have made quite a bit of improvement, especially units like Fire Megumi getting that, guaranteed essential beneficial effect. But like I said, I don't know if it's going to have a huge impact in the meta, but definitely it's these are good buffs, these are good changes. I'll give you guys that here. But the first unit that I'm going to start out with, it's going to be one of the units that I sought after when it came out, and I'm really excited the fact that I have it. Is going to be the Water Indra. As you guys can see, Might Resurrection passive, right? Changing a part of it, having a little bit of decreased damage from the provoke enemies by 50%. It's now going to improve or change to an increase of attack bar 50% while you get the enemy's turn. Now, let me go ahead and explain why I feel like this is a valuable change. Is because first and foremost, this is a defense scaling monster, so having the opportunity to have even more decreased damage, even though it already has a part of the passive that has like a 25% decrease on there already. Like, I felt like that was just already a good amount. I felt like he's already built in a tanky fashion. 25% damage reduction was already a good amount. We didn't need this added bonus of the 50%. But the thing about this one is that 50% attack bar increase per enemy, obviously, if you have 4 enemies locked down, it's going to be 60%. But the key of it is that this is not like a 1-turn provoke. This is a 2-turn provoke that you're going to be doing. So essentially, if everything works out, you land the provokes and, you get a full round of it throughout the turn. You're literally going to get a full attack bar just, again, to cycle through your abilities and be able to get this, essentially the whole skill cycling is just going to come back a little bit quicker. So considering, what the meta is and how much people play around with control type setups, I think that this could have an impact in the meta. We obviously don't see a lot of the Water Indra in the lineup right now when it comes to RTA, but I think this is something that people can play around with. And like I said, if you do decide to mess around with this, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm looking to hear your feedback on that, okay? Next one up that my wants to watch is going to be, where's she at? I mean, he's up there, but I want to go to this one first. It's going to be Sekhmet. It's going to be Sekhmet. So Sekhmet, it's just one of those units that really I felt was in a good spot. So many different things going on in her skill that is already obviously beneficial here. But to have that attack bar reduction, considering all the things that could happen that could derp, right? We have the stripping, we have the resetting, may not happen. And then, of course, if the skill does a reset on the enemy skills, you can, the cooldown time of the Triumph Voice will be reset. There's a lot of cool mechanics already in there. But now let's just say, everything fails or everything doesn't work here. You still have now the opportunity to reduce the attack bar. And 15% not be too much when we're talking about a unit out there that needs to provide something about his kit that like enables the rest of their team or does something to assist their team. This can still interrupt the opponent, which is obviously really good. And considering that it is still a very strong first turn interrupter, resetter, whatnot, without question, I think that people are going to make an arbor to continuously use it if that's their style of play. If they're kind of more focused on whatever it is, bruiser type comps or AoE, CC control type cards, yeah, maybe you could do it. But I think this is one of those units out there that when, somebody lines up something, they could throw it in. They have to consider, either get rid of it or just praying to the RNG guys that they don't get, they resist or whatnot here. So next one up is going to be actually the Wind Beast Monk. Wind Beast Monk for me is actually a really good change, provoking the enemy from 50% to 80% chance. Again, you guys know that the cool thing about the Beast Monks is you got the stripping mechanic on the first skill. You have the damage based on HP. And if I recall correctly, if it's similar to the other ones, right, you have that essentially guaranteed crit, right? You got the guaranteed crit, if I recall correctly here. Always lands as a critical hit, has a beneficial effect, which is a very high chance, 75%. And then for this one right here, it's going to provide that provoke it from 80%. And why is that? To me, one to watch is because it just makes them way more reliable. You know, when you look at some of these buffs and changes and whatnot, the changes generally go from 50% to 60%. You know, like a 10% improvement, 50% improvement. But this is a 30% improvement here. A very reliable provoke. When I think about this, I think about like Cigar, which of course has an amazing skill 3 or whatnot here. But on the times that he can't lock everything in, using the skill 2, skill 1 or whatnot, that provoke still denies the opponent the turn. While we can make an argument for Chandra why he's still so good even after the buff, right? He has that ability to counterattack and stun and whatnot, but that chance of stunning is 15% unless you're playing around with the spare set. So, hey, if you don't have a way of stunning, the provoking is still a strong aspect of the game that can disable the opponent for doing what they want to do, which is why I give this one a little bit more credit than most people do, and I have it in my list for the ones to watch, okay? Next up that we got going on for you is going to be the Light Joker. Light Joker. I'm going to pull this up here because I know that people are going to be like, that's not really a big change. And people, might do it. But, for my people out there that are constantly looking for options on the Siege 4-star side, I think this is, again, one to watch, whether we're talking about, offensively or defensively. Defensively, this can bring in that RNG that really interrupts the opponent as well. Again, the Camouflage passive has a couple of cool things going on for it. It has the ability to strip, and then it installs the bomb. Originally 25%, now going to go to the 35%, and then it also has the ability to 1 out of 4 times or 25%, cancel his incoming damage. So there's a lot of things about this unit that they got going on, and having an opportunity to land the bomb a little bit more is going to be great. Now, keep in mind that this is one of those units out there that I always played around with when it comes to like a despair set, because I just felt that with a guaranteed like built-in strip or whatnot, having that chance to strip and stun is good. But now keep in mind that the skill 1 surprise box already has a built-in opportunity to land either stun, glancing, or attack speed. So I feel like you can make an argument for a violence set, considering now you have the passive that has even more of a chance to do it, right? Remember that skill 2 has its stun, and even though it's not guaranteed all the time, but just to constantly slap bombs on everybody, if this is something that you're going up against that doesn't have any immunity or cleanse, like this could be good. And that's why I make the argument for the Guild Wars, the Siege, the stuff that you can bring it in and focus on, take advantage of the team that they have laid out and focus on them. Yes, could you consider for defense? Sure, it is one of those units that has some, interesting defensive mechanics as well as offensive mechanics to make it like a wild card here. But overall, even though it's just a 10% increase, I think it's more of just a friendly reminder that, what, this unit is still in the mix. This unit can be used around. There's aspects of it that are not 100% reliable, but I like the element of surprise that could really make or break a match, in my humble opinion. And last but not least, probably the one that everybody is going to ignore, for me, is going to be the Fire Horus. So the Fire Horus is one of those units that you're like, what? Wait, what are you talking about here? This is one that, while may not get a lot of love on paper, I think it's going to be one people are going to be messing around with. Again, the focus of the majority, a lot of these units are, we're talking about Guild Wars, we're talking about Siege, and I think that this one here, it's going to be one that people will play around with, again, for the Guild Wars or the 4-star Siege or whatnot, right? We have that Oblivion aspect on the skill 3, single target Oblivion. Again, there's only a handful of units out there that provide Oblivion. Now, this provides the seal effect, and if I recall correctly, don't correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the first unit that has the seal aspect of it brought onto it. And again, seal, while it is 1 turn, and that doesn't seem like all too much here, it is a fairly reliable chance, which I feel like is going to be good. And I do feel like this is the first of many that are going to be incorporated. I feel like we will eventually get some kind of unit that will have a built-in seal, maybe on a passive or a built-in skill and some kind of AoE ability. Can you imagine having some like unit that has like an AoE strip with a seal, that in that. I mean, like I said, it's the sky's the limit if they decide to go that route. Maybe it's too strong. I don't know, but I still say that this is just one of those that are worth to watch because of the fact that not really so much the seal, because the seal is a nice light component, but it is still, we can't forget, we can't deny the fact that this game now has evolved to units that are just built on passives, and this is another unit out there that can provide you the way of like denying that passive ability. It does have the strip on the skill 3, Oblivion Effect for 2 turns. And again, now it's going to have that seal aspect. This goes down to a 3 skilled cooldown. Okay, and so I mean, if you think about it, right, that's pretty good uptime when it comes to these debuffs here. If you built this one, it is a defense scaling unit. So while you may not make the argument to make this one like a damage dealer, this is still something that you can incorporate into your lineup that I think would be beneficial. And this is also one that provides defense buff as well as the anti-crit as well, which is kind of nice to have, especially if you're just doing one of these matches where you control the playing field like Guild Wars or Siege, and you're not super focused on trying to be the first, be the fastest one down or try to take it down as fast as possible. This is just a more reliable unit that has that unique kind of mechanic on the skill 3 that can do work for you here. But again, fam, that's going to be it for the video. As always, when it comes to these videos, I just want to focus on the ones to watch. There are a handful of units out there that got some really good buffs, and I really feel like they are beneficial. I just don't think that they're going to impact the meta in an amazing way. This is my humble opinion. This is my personal opinion. Again, feel free to slap me in the face, virtually speaking, down below in the comment section. But I feel like some of these may really impact the meta in a good way, and I'm excited to see what happens when this balance match drops. So if you guys could do me a favor, let me know in the comment section down below whether it's your top 3, top 5, or just your number 1 pick for the units that are the ones to watch. I would love to go back and check out the comment section and see if our lists are close, or maybe there's a unit that I miss. Okay, that's going to be it, fam. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.